To date, 94 residential properties have been issued with prohibition orders. Of these, 60 are completed resale units and 34 were uncompleted units sold directly by developers. 8 of these properties were landed residential properties at Sentosa Cove. In addition, 53 commercial properties and 5 industrial properties have been issued with prohibition orders. We know that there are higher risks of money laundering in the real estate sector, and so we have been working over the years to address this. We have put in place a risk management framework guided by the recommendations made by the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF. Our framework leverages key sectoral players as designated non-financial businesses and professions, or DNFBPs, with the obligation to look out for red flags and report suspicious transactions to the police. In sum, in the real estate sector, there are several layers of defense to mitigate risks of money laundering and protect the system from abuse. The gatekeepers cover different areas, but play complementary roles in strengthening prevention and detection in our regime. As such, the vast majority of purchase and sale transactions are subject to CDD checks in some form and at various stages. In fact, most of them are subject to more than one layer of checks. If any of the gatekeepers fall short of their duties or do not carry out their obligations, they will be subject to penalties. Enforcement is taken by CEA and URA, our sectoral regulators, who also work hard to guide our gatekeepers in their responsibilities. Investigations are ongoing into the property agencies and agents who had facilitated transactions for the properties involved in the money laundering probe. We will fully investigate the incident and, if any breaches are found, take the necessary regulatory action. To ensure that our AML regime remains robust, the Interagency Steering Committee will continue to oversee the whole of government anti-money laundering efforts. In addition, we will be setting up an interministerial committee comprising political office holders from MAS, MHA, MinLaw, MOM, and MTI, and chaired by myself, to review our system with the benefit of what we are learning from this case and to keep our regime up to date with increasingly sophisticated crimes.
How do we compare in terms of staffing and amounts spent on capacity building comparing to other financial hubs like New York, London, and of course Hong Kong and other jurisdictions?
It's not so much how much money you put into it, but how effective you are and how much value you get for whatever money you put into it. So if you just take a broader look at the system, if you think about it this way, there are so many parts to our system. It's not just who is staffing the STRO or who's staffing police or who's staffing a particular ministry. Every bank officer who deals with people is a part of the system. Every real estate agent is a part of the system. Every lawyer, every accountant, every registered filing agent. So, and each of them have parts of the puzzle. And the real nature or the real key to uncovering money laundering is actually making sense of the patterns.
Sir, could I just request the Second Minister again to answer my question about how many STRs were filed with regard to property transactions?
I think Minister Josephine alluded to about 80% of the STRs coming from the financial sector. So for the real estate sector, it's a much smaller proportion. However, what I would like to emphasize is that the real estate agents are operating as part of an entire ecosystem, meaning that for any transaction with a property, there should be a bank involved, usually, a financial institution. There should be a lawyer involved somewhere, the real estate agent or the property developer. So, because it's part of an ecosystem, just because a real estate agent may not have filed an STR, may not in and of itself mean that the transaction will not be, anything suspicious may not be picked up.